Hello, hello, hello. Welcome to today's ZX Spectrum stream. I'd like to welcome Matthew and Picard already in the house with us. Today is just going to be sort of a free-form deal. Let's see here. Make sure I've got everything rocking and rolling in terms of the stream, so everything looks good. Hey, Jason. So I've got my trusty tape drive here, otherwise known as an old Motorola E, and I am ready to fire up some Spectrum hits. So what I thought we'd do today is maybe we could, if you've got requests, if there's something that you'd like to see on the beloved Specky, let me know and we can fire it up. Of course, we do have, there is a setting on here where I can speed up the loading. I've tried it, and it did not work. But that doesn't mean it won't work for every game. So we can always. The problem is that the 2x speed is 2x, but you still have to wait for the whole thing. And if it doesn't load, then you've wasted twice the same amount of time, basically. So I'm not sure if we'll do that or not. But anyway, I was thinking that maybe we could start off with a game that that is famous on the Spectrum. Let's load this thing up here. Let's try this out. Now, for some reason I was thinking this game was older than what it is. I don't want to spoil the surprise, so we'll go ahead and load it up and you guys can tell me. That's right. It's Dizzy time. Let's see. I want to make sure I've got... This is how I'm going to be... I just love... I mentioned this in my last stream. I love being... It brings me back to being a kid. These days we're so used to playing on giant screens that take up your whole wall. There's something special about, huddling in with the CRT being so close right here. I'll show you my setup real quick. So we've got it doesn't get much more simple than this. We got the Spectrum right here and the JVC TM A13 SU monitor going, and I've got this running through a splitter going into my PC's capture card. I've got my tea here. I figure with a British computer you got to have a nice cuppa to boy, that's pretty. Nice loading screen there. For some reason I was thinking that the Dizzy games were older. I thought that they were maybe like 84, 83, 84. But no, I guess this is the first one. At least I think it's the first one. It's just called Dizzy. And it's from '87, so. We have about 3 minutes left on the load. So we got some time to enjoy the lovely loading sound of the Spectrum and catch up a little bit. What's up with you today, Picard? What's new and exciting in your life? One thing I did want to do, it looks like the colors are pretty good coming through the capture card, but it's a little bit dark. I want to see if I can brighten this up a bit. Whoa. Maybe brightness is not the right thing. Saturation. There we go. That's what I'm talking about. The great thing about this system is it's super bright, colorful colors. I would hate for anybody to lose out on that on the stream. How about you, Jason? What's new with you today? Saw you driving around in the wilds of Canada the other day. Hey, Necronom. Welcome to the stream. You know, I didn't notice this before, but the picture is kind of animated. It's like moving. The water and the shoreline looks like it's animated. Super cool. Hey, Lobsterminator. How's it going, man? Welcome, welcome. How are the roads, Jason? Do they keep the roads nice and clear up in Canada? I'm sure they're pros at it. Well, I'm glad he did. We are less than 1 minute away now from Dizzy loading up. We've got my fingers ready. I still have not received my joystick interface yet. So I'm going to have to do the best I can with... when I say it's O and P and Q and W are like the WASD of the Spectrum world. How are you doing, Lobsterminator? Oh, that high-pitched squeal means we're getting close. 10 seconds until we embark upon our dizzy adventure. All right, let's check this out. The ultimate cartoon adventure, devised and written by the Oliver twins, who we've interviewed on the show. How cool is that, right? So it says jump to start, or K for Kempston. I don't know why I'm adjusting the volume on the television set. Is that can't be coming out of... Wait a minute. Huh. I don't know how this... Oh, I see. Yeah, I forgot it is. It's being split to the TV. So I can control the volume somewhat. Volume always comes out of the Spectrum itself, but I've also got the volume going both into the capture card and into the TV as well. Is that volume level okay, guys, or is this is it a little bit too high? I can adjust the level on the capture card. All right, cool. Now, Jason, I think, is it like this in Canada? I was talking to the Norwegian contingent and Lobsterminator being in Finland. You might be able to speak to this too, but they said that when you buy a car there, it comes with a set of snow tires, and it's like the law. When it's wintertime, you've got to put those snow tires on. I was not aware of that sort of thing. Let's see. Jump to start, or K for Kempston. Well, I have neither of those things. Do you think it's impossible to play this with just the keyboard? I don't see a button that says jump on the keyboard itself. I guess the Kempston interface, it probably maps to some of the keyboard keys. That's my guess, at least. Okay. So this is just like Dizzy, just constantly jumping. Oh. Okay. P is pause, I guess. Surely this is not your primary method of locomotion in this game. All right. Maybe we should think about this more. All right. Let me make sure. Okay. All right. So we're using the cursor keys. This I'm familiar with. There's jump. Okay. Okay. Good to know, Jason. You've been bug testing Amos too? That sounds like an intense job, Paul. Now, not exactly sure how to pick up objects in Dizzy. Enter, that's how you do that. Okay, so now I'm holding a burning torch. Okay. I'm sure that bird will kill me if it touches me, is the way of all birds in all video games. Oh boy. Oh. Can I jump that? Oh, I can. Okay, I put the burning torch down and I've got an empty potion bottle. Oh, I see. Hey, Paul, how's it going, man? Is anybody familiar with this game? You know, Disney games, they're so famous, and I so want to get into them. But I'm just not sure. Like, for right now, okay, you can hold one thing at a time. And I've got a choice between an empty potion bottle and the burning torch. Okay, let's take this empty potion bottle back. Okay, I can't hit that apple. Yeah, I hear you, Lobsterminator. I just like to be able to pass this section. All right. There we go. Now I want to say that I've got to be playing some kind of cracked version because my lives seem to be infinite, which is fine with me. Oh. Yeah, I mean, I almost feel like I'm obligated to like them because they're so famous. Oh my gosh. Especially since I just spent 5 minutes loading this up. Ah, come on. I've got to get on the top of that little precipice there and then jump to the next precipice. Or jump onto that purple thing. Maybe I should just start over. Okay. So if we start going this way. Yeah, Treasure Island Dizzy, was that the only Dizzy game for the Amiga? Or did they have several? It seems like that was what I remember reading. There we go. Okay. So this is the village of Sigam. What's this thing? Okay. I've got a mucky grease gun. I feel like I should... Just trying to adjust the colors on my screen. That mucky grease gun is hard to read. Okay. Okay, I just picked something up. I'm not exactly sure what that is. You know, the problem with our hero here is that whenever he jumps, just like you said, Lobsterminator, he has to do 2 full revolutions. There's no stopping him. So it's a very imprecise method of jumping. Although, I mean, it is sort of a what you see is what you get type deal. You always know where you're going to end up. Bye, dear. Love you too. Eep is on her way to work. not joining me for the stream today. So if I want to actually use this thing, the mucky grease gun, maybe it's, oh no, I think I just dropped it. Okay, that's cool, Picard. So I guess they re-released them later on. What kind of a game is Fred, Paul J? Oh shoot, I just quit again. Alright. Come on, get up there, Dizzy. You can do it. Do I have to... Surely I don't have to jump from here, do I? Oh, okay, I guess I do. I really want to learn how to use this gun. G? Is that gun? No? Okay. Could be 9. Duncan, have you played a lot of Dizzy games before? Do you know? I mean, or maybe this is just a thing. Is this a game where you're like Paul? You said it's inventory management, so you don't necessarily use the items you get. You just take them to different places. Is that how it works? What's the perspective, Paul? Is it Is that a top down? Does it look like Rogue? So there is no use item button, right? So I'm not trying to waste my time using the mucky grease gun is going to lead to just me getting irritated, right? All right, that's all I needed to know. Thanks, Duncan. So now I'm on my way to, so pick up that egg. So that's an extra life. Now I can time this right. Ah! Okay, here's the mine. Free Acme birdseed. Well, I don't know if I need that or if I need the mucky grease gun. Seems like the grease gun would be a better thing to have. Side view, okay. Check that out. Okay, grease gun's the way to go. Thanks, Dunk. I guess that's just a mushroom. Oh! Oh, that was cool. Oh, that wasn't cool. So this is a dodge the droplets section. Boy, that's tricky. Yeah. Neville, you know, it's okay. I think I've gotten farther in this than I did the Treasure Island Dizzy, which I couldn't even get off the first screen. However, this puzzle, so the items that you get will not necessarily help you. Okay, you do need something to get past. It wasn't immediately clear to me that that was the case. Do I need to go down to this mine? Can I get to this mine? Can I? No. Can't spring over that, though. Ah! Okay. Can I go into this door? I didn't think about that. Let's see. Get down here to the... No. Oh, no. What if I do this? Nope. Okay. Oh! So I use the grease gun on the minecart wheels? Is that the idea? Okay. There's a torch. I'm not sure how to get... Let's go back over there. Maybe we can figure it out. This part, this is my least favorite screen. Luckily, they start me there, so I don't have to worry about it. Whoa! Neil, I don't have the manual for this one. I don't have anything. I'm at the mercy of you guys that played this game in your youth. All right. Just don't know how I'm supposed to get in there. Over here's Raintown. So you've got this apple here. Okay, the apple kills you. Right one screen, okay. Come on. Oh, one more time. Ah! It's the old false wall. Okay. Mucky grease gun. There we go. I solved my very first dizzy puzzle ever in my life just now. And by I solved it, I mean someone told me the answer and I pushed the enter key. But it's a win in my book. So, now we go to, can we get inside the minecart? No. Do I just drop down? Okay, I guess I just dropped down. There's a key. Oh, I missed it already. Will we go back up? Yeah, we will. Over the spider. Yeah, you're right, Paul. You know, waiting 5 minutes for games to load does make you more patient for sure. Okay, we got the graveyard key. We also have... What is this? Oh, no. Probably should not have dropped that right in front of that other item. I've confused the game. Let's drop it back here. They do make the items very visible, which is something that I wish more point-and-click adventure games did. Okay, plastic raincoat. We need that to get by the acid rain section. Can we escape the mine? Can I jump? Okay. I guess I've got to approach it from the side here. Oh, oh. Ah, come on. Maybe I can do this. It's kind of one of these. Nope. Yeah. You've got to jump up on that danger sign. I mean, I know you do. I've got to jump over here. Ah, freaking 2 revolutions, Dizzy. Nobody needs that. Okay. Here we go. Oh! Yes! Okay. Oh. All right, we did it. Get up off of that thing. All right, nope, we're back. Yeah. Dizzy just stuck in his spinning motion there. Okay. Gotta exit through the other door. Sorry, one more time. Oh, okay. But yeah, I'm definitely glad to have the infinite lives patched version of this, or else this game would get very frustrating very quickly. Okay, I've got the raincoat on. I'm ready to rock. Haha! Nothing can touch me. Oh, okay. Ugh. Okay. Yeah, I guess I can't drop it now. You're right. It's funny how the rain stops once you get through there. Now, here's a question: Why am I over here? Like, what is there for me to do here? Normally, no. I mean, like, it looks like there's something there, but you know, up is jump, so up cannot release the hatch. Down doesn't seem to do anything. So I've got to go back. So I guess the rain will not return once I've beaten this zone. So I've got to go back and get the graveyard key and then come back. That's cool. I'll do it. You know, Codemasters in the United States is not nearly as well thought of as it is in the UK. Not well thought of is probably the wrong thing to say. It is definitely much differently thought of because their main contribution to U.S. gaming was the game Genie, which, you know, was the one of the first action replay devices. That was the only thing I knew about Codemasters, was that they made dodgy, kind of third-party NES carts that Nintendo Power sternly warned me against ever playing because they did not pay the license fee to Nintendo. And of course the game Genie, which I immediately lusted after and received for either Christmas or my birthday one year. And that was the first time that I realized cheating did not automatically make a game more fun. You know, after doing the requisite, you know, invincibility on Super Mario Brothers and all that stuff, I went into Final Fantasy and gave myself a bunch of money. And then I was like, you know what, why am I even playing? Because half of what this game is like the grind and saving up money. And then I had this big existential crisis about video games in general. So what am I doing pressing these buttons and watching things flash on the screen? And that was a very disturbing moment as a youth. You know, 11 years old is too young to have an existential crisis. Okay. This obviously is not where the key is needed. No. And now I've dropped it right in the path of that spider. So we'll have to pick it up and travel away. I'll see you again sometime this screen. Yeah, I think you're right. I think that this one is for something in the mine. I don't mind trainers for infinite lives, but infinite energy and, you know, I guess it just depends on, you know, how I'm playing. If I find how frustrating I find the game without the trainer. Like a game like this, without infinite lives, having to go back to the very beginning after every, you know, I guess you get 5 lives in this game. I'm just at an age where I don't have infinite amount of time. But I wouldn't want a game where it was like I started out with like all the inventory items, you know, in my inventory, because that would sort of defeat any of the purpose of playing the game. What do we think that is over there? Oh boy. This might be the room where we need the bird seed. The deserted... What? No, I was trying to read what that word said. Okay. I think this is the room where we use the bird seed. Let's go over here and see if there's another place where we can use the key. Ooh. Oh, come on. Extra life. Okay, so this is probably a place where maybe you can unchain the raft. Unchain the raft. Okay, we'll delve deeper. So the Ghost Hunter device, that's the only way I can get through this. This game, you know what this game reminds me of? Is like sort of like Manic Miner with cheats, where I feel like there are some rooms in Manic Miner where you'd have to perform these feats of daring do without any kind of helpful device. All those pixel perfect jumps and pauses and things. Can I jump? Oh yeah. Oh man. Unfortunately, can I jump over this guy? No. Can I plow right through him? No. Okay, so I'm going to need some sort of bug catcher there. So I think we know what to do at this point. We can leave the key here. Maybe we'll leave the key where we found it. No, we don't want to leave it there. We'll leave it over here. So we'll go here and jump. Nope. Jump. One more. We'll leave the key here. And once again, mount the... oh, jeez. I did that on my first try getting up on the danger sign, and I blew it. Get the bird seed, then go back down. Oh, shoot. Wonder what the Oliver twins are up to now. I know that they were backing in an MMO called Sky Saga. I think it was called Sky Saga, and but unfortunately it closed down. So I don't know what their current plans are. Okay, birdseed. You're supposed to eat the birdseed, birds, and get out of my way. All right. Are they just going to avoid me? Because nope. All right, maybe this is not the task for the birdseed. All right, we're going to store our birdseed beside the key over there. Okay. That's all right, Duncan. You've been an immense help thus far. I imagine there's a pattern here. Maybe it's not totally random. Maybe so. I felt like I put it down. Maybe if I put it down, yeah, we'll try putting it closer to the gap, like you said. Okay. Whoa. Oh. Come on, birds. Eat up. I don't think that's it. Is there another way in over there? Maybe from the other side? The deserted diamond mine. Yeah, it looks like the birds just kind of fly around randomly, so it's more of your job to just avoid them. I don't think they're out to get you necessarily. And I might just leave the bird seed there until we need it. We can always come back and get it. So I gotta wait until one of the birds will actually fly up in the upper left corner, which puts him out of range totally. Oh, jeez. Grab it. No! If I can just grab it and then die, I'll be fine. Okay, you're right, Duncan. The ghost hunter thing. Okay. That's alright. I've already got it. Doesn't matter. I'm out of here. Okay. So, the ghost hunter's laser. So now we go here, and it's on like Donkey Kong. Bam. We just got to wait it out here. Oh, that's tricky. A purse of gold. Can't imagine how that would be useful. There's a thing. Oh, no. Can I bounce? Yep. Boing. Difficult. Oh, there we go. Nice. Nice job, Dizzy. Good work. Okay. And this is a can of 3-in-1 oil. Okay, well. So we'll leave the gold over there for now. 3-in-1 oil. Ah, makes sense. Makes sense, Duncan. Oh. No, no, no. No, it's all gone wrong. How do I jump up there? Do I have to do one of these numbers? No. Like. Woo! Okay. Sort of a waiting game. There's the key again. Trying to think about all the. I bet that oil. Do you think that oil works on the hatch? Let's try it and see. Of course, we've also got what's going on. Okay, that's just sort of a workshop. Oh, nope. Try again here. You know, I tried to play Elite the other day, and I couldn't figure out how to get it to go. I couldn't figure out how to even start the game, so that was unfortunate. Well, since we're already here, we'll try it just in case, but I'm sure you're right, Duncan. I don't even remember all that. What that? Oh, shoot. No. You're right. Nothing doing there. All right. Should be able to left of the screen. Oh, yeah. So I can. Although I'm not sure. Okay, I guess I gotta jump up there. Just jumping up into the void. The crystal caves. Don't hit me, birds. Oh, jeez. Okay. A bottle of dry ice. All right, well, I get the idea now. Now I understand Dizzy a little bit more. I understand what's going on. So yeah, we're gonna move on. We're gonna play something else. Paul J, are you still here? If you're still here, I will try out Fred. But if you've gone, then we'll move on to something else. Is there, you know, we're always looking for sort of interesting and okay games to play. So we're gonna try Fred here. So we will. It's one of the great mysteries of my life. Why did the ZX81? What was the first Sinclair computer to feature an on-off switch? There's a trivia question for you that I'd like to know the answer to. Okay. And we will try to load at double speed and see if this helps us out a little bit. Maybe it'll work, maybe it won't. The QL? Wow. So it was pretty far along before. So like the +2 still was forced to unplug and plug back in. Did it actually have a power button though? You know, like an on-off switch? Yeah. Was that a common thing in England? I mean, were there lots of things where you physically had to like unplug the mains from the back of the whatever? Or was that just on computers? Because like I can't think of anything that I've ever owned in the States that didn't have an on-off button. You know, like any kind of like appliance or something. Maybe like some kind of a, no, even like power tools, like a drill or something. So we'll see if this works. This is almost done loading on the turbo load. I have my doubts that this is actually going to work, but we'll see. No, nothing. All right, so we will load Fred the old-fashioned way, not on the turbo setting. Yeah, I was curious about, you know, I actually, I've been on sort of a hardware kick lately, and I looked at Amstrads on eBay, and of course they're cheap as chips in the UK, but they're incredibly rare in the United States. There were none on auction. And even if I did get one, there's not a real easy way to get a composite signal out of one. They're set up to work with only, you know, you have to use the Amstrad monitor, or I guess there's also a way that you can get a SCART signal out, but then I'd have to buy yet another adapter. I'd have to go SCART to composite, which I don't even know if you can do. I might have to go SCART to RGB, like the GBS 8220 board that I have, and that would be plugging another thing into the wall. It's just the spectrum is right at the edge of the lengths that I'm willing to go to, you know, to stream the actual hardware out. Anything more, I mean, even the Amiga, unless you have one of the newer, that was the big problem when I had the 500. It was just, there were so many things to plug in to get it to work on a, you know, a non-Amiga monitor. Okay, so SCART can be composite. So you can get a SCART to composite cable, and it doesn't require like a powered adapter thing. I've only seen, I don't know that I've ever seen a ZX80. I think I've only seen the ZX81 in person. And that was like at a computer museum in York, or some museum in York had one set up. Okay, well that's cool, Lobster Mania. Well, if anybody, does anybody know much about the CPC in terms of with that SCART adapter? Because I was reading through it pretty quickly. Does anybody know if you can get a color signal out with SCART with it? And here's the thing. It's got to be a 464. If it's not a 464, I'm not interested, because that's the iconic model with the colorful keyboard and the built-in cassette player. Okay, that makes sense, Joss 80. Okay. So we have joystick. Teclado, oh boy. So this is a, this is going to be Spanish. Okay. Oh, that's great. And you have a 464, Duncan? Teclado. I'm going to go with number 2. Right? Okay. I think we need to play a game that is in English. Let's try this this version of Fred. I'm not giving up on Fred. That's awesome, though, Duncan. You know, this is Lobsterminator. This is loading with an app called ZX Games, which is an Android app, and it's it looks like this. It's basically you launch the app, you type in the name of the game, you tap the game, and you hit play, and it loads. It's amazing. Sorry about that, Duncan. Duncan, I asked you, is your what model is your CPC? Is it a 464 or is it one of the later ones? Oh, 6128. Yeah. I don't know. I'm a sucker, just like with the Spectrum. You know, like, I don't know that I'd be as into it if I didn't have the 48K, just because it's the iconic model. I'm weird like that when it comes to hardware. I've also got an Apple IIe, and I've got a similar program that will let me load games from cassette. With that, the problem with the Apple II is that well, number one, it's massive, so I'd have to take everything off this desk to reorient it. And number two, although it does have a built-in power supply, so that's good. And number two, the joystick options are extremely limited. You have that Craft model that does not work very well. It's just like an analog joystick, so you're stuck using the keyboard keys. And the third thing is I just don't know, what are the go-to Apple II games. So the 6128 doesn't have a built-in cassette drive, right? It's got built-in disc. Okay. Did a lot of the Amstrad games did they sell mostly on disc, or were they mostly cassette? Oh, okay. Interesting, Paul. Thanks for that. Oh, what hampers me is we have to record a podcast down here, and we need a certain amount of space. There's a table that actually sits where I'm sitting right now when we record the podcast. We have a lot of space down here, but my recording computer that I can stream from, because you need a pretty beefy system to be able to record and stream simultaneously, I'm limited onto where this is really the only desk where I can have stuff to stream. So I've got stuff all over this room, but I just have to move stuff around. Okay. So we're ready to play. So let's redefine our keys. We're going to go up, down, left, right, and fire. Okay. I love the fact that you can redefine keys on the Spectrum like most games. That's super awesome. Okay, 2 and 4. It seems that my key redefinition did not take, because it seems like it's defaulted back to the old Spectrum QW. I'm not sure what up is in native Spectrum thing. Okay, fire is T. There we go. R is up. Oh, shoot. Oh, come on. Yeah, this is no good. I cannot... These keys do not work for me. Okay, E is down. R is up. T is fire. Okay, so... Jump. Has anybody besides Paul J played this one before? Yeah, keys are not my preferred way of doing things, but until I get my my joystick adapter in the mail, which I ordered from England, then that's how we're going to have to do it. nothing there. All right, this game is not doing it for me. Sorry, Paul J. I gave it a shot. The keys make it unwieldy, and I'd just rather do something else. So I want to try something that you never thought you'd see on the Spectrum. Check this out. Well, that's true. You would never think you'd see Dragon's Lair on the Spectrum, although I think that there was a port of a different sort of Dragon's game. Yeah. Sorry, Paul. I think if I had the joystick, I'd be able to do a lot more. But the redefined keys thing didn't work for me, and just with that top row was just it was not being successful. So yeah, Sim City on the Sinclair Spectrum. Should be interesting to see. Oh yeah, I haven't tried Lotus either. I think I'm gonna wait in. Although you know, Lotus would be one that I could probably handle with the keyboard because you're basically it's just left and right with the. We might try that next. Starting to warm up here in West Virginia. We've had the polar vortex. It's what the media has called this past 4 days, where we've had single-digit temperatures in Fahrenheit, which is negative lots in Celsius. It was 3 degrees when I was driving to school the other day, which 3F is like, I want to say it's like almost negative 20 C. So it's starting to warm up, and now it's right about freezing, which seems like a heat wave compared to the past couple days. That's a nice colorful title screen. Infograms. We just covered Advantage Tennis on Amigos, and that was the publisher, I guess, not developer. Yeah, it was very, very cold. I felt lucky I had a vehicle with heated seats, and of course the ultimate in luxury, I have a garage, so I never had to go out and scrape the windows and all that. There were many years of my life when I did not have a garage, and that is one thing that I've always been thankful for, because when you can just you know, it can be cold in the garage, but it's never as cold as it is outside. Yeah, isn't that crazy, Jost? 30 years old. It'll be interesting to see, Duncan. I'm also interested to see how they do the controls. You know, I played a lot of SimCity on the Super Nintendo, so I know it can be done and done well without a mouse. I just wonder if it's going to be the same thing, or if it will be different. I remember we covered, I played some SimCity Future game on a really early Amigos plays, but I've never played, or maybe I have played vanilla. Yeah, I guess I have played some vanilla SimCity. I did a comparison with the Super Nintendo version. Yeah, Lobsterminator, our houses are very well insulated for the most part, because we get cold weather, you know, every year in West Virginia. Our house in particular, I think, is very energy efficient. I'm down in the basement right now, and I don't even have heat coming down here, but because we're underground level, you know, it stays probably in the 50s in the basement. It never gets colder than in the 50s, and I've got a little space heater running down here. Oh, that's horrible, Duncan. You know, it's funny. I hear about these councils all the time in the, you know, from people in the UK, and it seems like the councils do a lot more harm than good in terms of improving the lives of the residents they're supposed to serve. However, you know, Lobstermator, there are lots of people, especially in the countryside, that will winterize their houses every year. They'll actually get plastic and you know, and cover their windows and things like that. But most of the newer houses now, or even older houses, have had double insulated windows put in. And of course, you know, we're in West Virginia. We supply the energy for most of the rest of the country in terms of our electricity. Most of the electricity in the United States comes from coal-fired power plants, and all the coal comes from right here. Although coal production has declined in recent years due to natural gas prices coming down, but yeah, we've got ourselves to keep us warm, as John Linnell of They Might Be Giants said in his song West Virginia. Wow. 040 only. So in 040, those only came with the, was it just 3,000 and 4,000 that came stock with 040, or was it just the 4,000, Neil? Okay. So here we are, just the 4,000. That's right, Duncan. We're the battery of the USA. The poor, obese, opioid-addicted battery of the USA. Input new city name. So we got... okay. Not quite sure. Cursor keys are not working. Well, okay. I guess we're just going to go with Hearsville. At least I picked easy. Okay, and there's our cursor. Okay, the down cursor key moves us left. The up cursor key moves us right. So it's left, right, down, up. Down, okay. Boy, this is not ideal. Okay, but let's go ahead and start our city. So let's go ahead and make our plant here. Nope, that's industrial. Okay. Power station, looks like we don't have a choice of coal or nuclear. These keys are not your friend. Okay. Okay. And we'll set her there. Oh, okay. There we go. Speaking of coal, we're going to save money and destroy the environment with the coal power plant. Boom. Okay. Now, we'll make some industrial zones. Let's bulldoze this section of trees here. You know, this isn't bad. If I had, if I could redefine these keys, this would be very similar to the controls in the Super Nintendo version, which I never had a problem with. Okay. Now we'll put in our first roads here. Yeah, down moves left. Down moves left, up moves right. Right moves down, and graphics moves up. So, figure that out. Okay. I'm getting messed up. I can't make my brain work this way. Turn it sideways. I don't know that that would help. Because if I turn it sideways. Oh, okay. Turn it this way. You know what, Wolfodon? You might be onto something here, because that's now. Keep in mind, this does not make the game any easier to control. However, up and down are the right direction if I turn my spectrum sideways like this. That's just very inconvenient. Fortunately, there's not much for in-game music. Graphics moves up. This is okay, guys. Let's just double check that they didn't give us movement in any other keys. You know, the only thing I can think of is that maybe in later models of the Spectrum, because this game came out in 1990, maybe in later models of the Spectrum, the cursor keys were mapped in a different way, because didn't like the +2, didn't they have like dedicated cursor keys? Like, you know, like an Amiga or something like that. Hey, Gary, how's it going? Graphics moves up. I'm surprised to see you. You should be out in your whirlwind vacation wonderland. Okay, let's go ahead and build some residential areas here. Right next to the industry, so they'll be nice and high crime. Wow, that's nice. Lucky guy. Okay, I'm just curious to see how they draw the little houses inside the residential areas. I mean, really, this is not bad. This is not bad at all. I mean, SimCity, it looks just as good as in fact, the original version that I had was just in black and white. So, yeah, it would be interesting to know if there was like a Kempson mode. Let's go up here and explore these options up here. Maybe wouldn't it be great if there was a remap keys option? That doesn't give us anything we want. No. It is cool. I mean, all the stuff is here. About SimCity. Yeah. Nothing to remap the keys, unfortunately. But you got all the stuff that you normally need. Okay. So you can see, yeah, the houses and things pop up as they go. Build a couple more roads. See what the police station looks like. I have not played the C64 version, but I wouldn't be surprised. You know what? The Spectrum could really hold its own in the 8-bit world. Um, yeah. So yeah, I mean, we're not going to spend a whole lot of time, going through this, but I think that you're dead on, Lobsterminator. This is a great port, hampered by a lack of either rebindable keys, or it possibly has joystick support, and that would make it'd be a whole different deal if it did. All right, it's time to move on. We're going to try one more game today on the stream. I think Duncan suggested this. Check out Lotus. It's just so cool. Like this monitor, this JVC monitor, it auto detects the resolution of the machine, and so every time I unplug the Spectrum and plug it back in, there's a big PAL that pops up. It's just awesome to have a dual NTSC PAL monitor. That's a CRT. I know it's nothing special for you guys in Europe, but it is for me. Okay. And again, I highly recommend that just to make sure I get this, the app is called PlayZX. PlayZX. It's an Android app. You can't really see that, but that's what I'm using to play these games. So we've got, oh my gosh. Okay. It doesn't look like there is a... Let's see if I can... Yeah, we're going to have to wait until I get some kind of fast load device, because this is a 19-minute load time on Lotus, and I'm not 100% sure that it's not 128K only. I think that it might be. So I like load times as much as the next guy, but 20 minutes is a bit extreme. But this, it seems like this is a good place to stop. We got Dizzy in today. We played some Fred. We played SimCity. 3 games in an hour and 18 minutes. Of course, the loading was only 15 minutes of that or whatever. But yeah, hopefully the next Spectrum stream that I do, I'll have the joystick interface and we'll be able to have some more fun. If you missed any part of this, of course, it'll be archived on YouTube. Thanks for coming, Jason. And thank you, Duncan, and Lobsterminator, and Neville, and Gary. And who else has been hanging around? Paul, of course, and Wolfadon, and Necronom, and Jost80, and Paul J. Thank you guys for hanging out with me this afternoon. Picard, as always. Guys, I will see you. I'm going to be streaming Putty Squad before too long, so watch this channel. That's next week's Amigos game, so stay tuned for that, and we'll see you next time. Adios.